to talk to y'all real quick. Okay, I don't know what happened with the morning video, but I told y'all my that was the last early morning video I'm going to do public. Okay, so I won't be doing any more public morning videos. My morning videos will be private, and certain people will be something linked to watch them, or people will have to pay to watch them. So y'all, I'm just going to talk for about 20 minutes. I'm starting to let y'all know the time, cause time is too precious to be talking. Um, when you're done talking. So I'm gonna wait till we get more people in here. Hi everybody, come on in, everyone. All right. So normally, I'd be outside with this, but my cell phone needs to charge. I might just do a part two, the second part of it outdoors. So what I wanted to talk to y'all about is about growth. Okay? Now I'm gonna leave this video up and I hope that y'all replay this video. When you are stepping into your true self, almost everyone in your life, their season has passed. It doesn't matter how nice they are, it doesn't matter how good looking they are, it doesn't even matter what they've done for you. When you step into your true self, and you start to figure out who you really are inside and you start to focus on that, most of the people in your life, their time in your life has expired. They were in your life to help you figure things out, whether what you don't want to be, what you're not spiritually, or how you can let things get in your way. They were all there to teach you lessons before you find your true self. Figure out who your true self is because you're already spiritually that person. You were born somebody. You've already decided a certain look for yourself. You already decided a certain career or list of careers, but main one that you would be more happy in, and you've already decided your artistic talents. It was already decided cosmically, essence, soul essence. Once you start to figure all that out, you're going to realize that most of the people in your life were just there to drop clues, synchronicities, and to teach you things you needed to learn. Okay, you have to willing to accept that you have to keep them at a distance. For some of y'all, it may even be your own spouse and friends from your childhood. Often when you find your true spouse, it's either when you're very close to figuring out your true self, you're very, very close to it, or you already have, and you're pretty much in alignment with your true soul identity. Okay? But um, when I say true spouse, I'm talking about something specific. I can't give that download away in this video, but I will be teaching y'all in an article about figuring out who your true spouse is, your true partner. There is spiritual things related to that. It doesn't have much to do with just being liked and getting along and looks. It's deeper than that, y'all. But that's another video. Okay? So, growth. Okay? Think about when the lobster goes at the bottom of the sea, the shad. Do you see any other lobsters beside him? No. Do the lobster tells everyone that they're going down to the bottom of the sea to shad? No. Most of your growth, when you finally figure out who you really are spiritually, most of that growth is going to be done alone. Okay? Like 80% of it. The other 20% is going to be done around people that you're meeting, your new people that you're meeting, the places that you're going that's in alignment with your soul self, the people that you meet in those places. Okay? They'll be the people that you're around more, that 20% that's left over for your identity. Okay? A lot of people don't realize that growth does not complete just because you found your looks, you figured out how you want to look, you figured out you truly see your soul, like you're looking the way your soul look, because your soul do look a certain way. Okay? So it doesn't complete there. Your lifestyle has to also match the identity of your soul. Most people forget that part. Most people forget that. They get the looks, they get the cred, they might even get some hobbies, but what they don't get is the places and the adventures that they go on are not in alignment with their soul identity. Most people are in that energy where they think they're going to grow into their true self being in the house. You can't. It will never happen. You will never finish it because your true self also has an outdoor life. It also has a life beyond your house. It has a life beyond your tribe. It has a life beyond these platforms. And there are certain places that you have to go more often so that you can be more into your true self. When you start to sense those places, there are going to be places you're going to have to stop going. You might need to leave Facebook for a whole year because there's places that you go to offline that it ain't the place for Facebook, but it's the place for your soul growth. The truth of the matter that some of y'all got to realize is, how bad do you want to be your soul? How bad do you want the life that your soul has decided upon? How bad do you want that physically? How far are you willing to go? Are you willing to get anything and anything out of your way? No matter how long you've known it, no matter how long you've done it, how far are you willing to go? And I'm talking about at least being spiritually wise and obeying the Creator. But how far are you willing to go? And a lot of people say they're willing to go far, but they're not. They're not. They're just not. I went as far as cutting off people that I've known 30 years, 30 something years. We're talking about people I played with, grew up with, hung out with, kick it with 30, 20 years. I went as far as the cold cutting them off. That's tough because I'm cutting off people that I've known since I was 7, 8 years old. People that I've known through my 20s and when my parents died, I'm cutting those people off. Why? Because they are not in alignment with my soul identity. Who I'm becoming is my true self, but they don't connect with. They don't support. That is not who they appreciate. Are y'all understanding me? I hope y'all understanding what I'm saying. I will give y'all an example. I have friends who know me back when I used to wear relaxers, when I used to wear my hair real straight. I knew that I never really liked it. It was just kind of like, this is what to do. Like, this is what everybody does, and this is the way this is the way society says I have to be. I had a bunch of friends then. I had a bunch of people who liked me then. Liked me the way I was with not my true identity. They liked my fake identity. But when I started to see my true self and I figured it out, how I know I'm supposed to look, and I will and be totally unbothered by the look and love it till I die, I realized those people were never going to accept it. They were never going to. Right down to the fun things I like to do. They weren't, I was doing different stuff back then. Stuff that they wanted to do. I wasn't going to any poetry workshops. I wasn't doing any watercolor paintings and things like that. I wasn't writing books. I always knew that was who I was, but I wasn't doing it. And they liked me when I wasn't doing it. But now that I'm doing it, to them, I'm not in alignment with who they are. To them, I'm not worth their time. And guess what? They're not worth mine. I hope this is really sinking in with y'all. Because it's not about learning how to say no. It's about learning how to say yes to your soul. Okay? Some of y'all say, I need to learn how to say no to people. No, you're doing it backwards. I need to learn how to say, okay, I will obey the whispers of my soul. I will obey. God, my soul says this is what it wants to do. I can feel that it feels good, that I'm supposed to do this, so I'm just going to obey. I'm going to trust that what I'm supposed to do is going to attract who I'm supposed to attract. Eventually, it will. Growth requires a huge, if you're going to take a leap, because real growth requires a massive leap. In order to take that leap, you're going to have to leave something really big behind. Huge, monumental, that you just could not leave behind. That was like so much in your energy. It is not going to be easy. You're going to feel like you buried something. But then the new thing that you're supposed to have in the place you're supposed to be is going to remind you that it wasn't a loss. That it was necessary for you to have something way better. Don't try to wait till your situation change to make that leap. Like, oh, I'm going to wait till I'm out of my parents' house, till I get a better job, till I get... There's never going to be a better time. There is no better time. There is no better time. The time is right now. Right now. I hope y'all take this real seriously, what I'm saying. Because the longer you take, the harder it gets to do it. So when you're giving excuses and you're like, oh, now it's not the time, blah, 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 understand, the harder it will take. Harder it will be to take that massive leap. The longer you take to do it. Hi, everybody. You cannot wait any longer. Okay? This world is still changing even if you don't change. People's minds are still changing even if you don't take the leap. So let's say you decided to go take a massive leap. 2 years from now, because you say now is not the time. Okay, let's say you say that. But then 2 years from now, it's like people aren't really connecting to what you're doing. So then you have to wait. See? Then you have to wait. So no matter what, it's never going to be easy to do it. It's never going to be a smooth ride, meaning a smooth journey. Never going to be. You might take the leap 2 years from now, and it's like you got to wait till the stars are in alignment for people to connect with what you're doing, or the energy that you finally decided you need to be in. But if you go now could be like the people connect to the energy that you chose to be in. They connect to what you're doing. But it might be hard because you don't have the support. You're by yourself doing it. You might have to scrap up money here or there to do it. There's always going to be challenges when you do it. Stop thinking that you're going to avoid any challenges. You're not avoiding any challenges when you leap. Stop trying to find time to leap that you think will make it easier to do if you leap at that time. There is no easier time. There is no easier time. There is no easier time to lose weight. God has an identity for your soul, even a weight. There's a size. There's a certain shape to your soul. There's a certain shape to the crown of your soul. There is a certain diet that your soul actually, the essence of the vitamins in the air connected to a certain diet that your soul must be abundant in. And you can't say, I'm going to do that later on. Then you're going to do that later on, and then you think you're going to get the intellectual benefits of your soul. You're not. You can't say, I'm going to go on this time and lose weight next month, but you're expecting to get the power of your soul. No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. How bad do you want the consciousness guidance of your soul to be known? How bad do you want that? Do you want it bad enough to walk away from anybody who even argue with you for a second? Your mom, your dad, your sister, your boo. Don't even care if they paying bills. Don't even care. You just like gone. Walking away within a minute of arguing with your truth. Are you willing to leave anybody who gets in the way of your truth? The truth you know of how you're treated, and the truth you know of what you need. Are you willing to walk away from those people instantly? Are you willing to be the outsider of society, where everybody knows what's going on the news and on YouTube and all, and you don't know? Are you ready for that? Because when you get in alignment, when you really into your soul identity and soul purpose, you're not going to know a lot what's going on these platforms. You're not even going to know a lot what's happening in the news. You're not going to know a lot what's happening with your neighbors. You're probably not even going to know what's happening to family members. You're going to be like the last to know when somebody died. It gets like that. Are you willing to go as far where only you're willing to know is what your soul needs to know? For example, Picasso knew art. That's all Picasso knew. I'm sure Picasso couldn't talk much about anything else. Okay? Picasso went to Paris, where there was art, where there was writers. Okay? He went where he belonged. Gertrude Stein left Pennsylvania and went to Paris and met Picasso. Hemingway, I forget where he left, but he left somewhere and also moved to Paris. How far are you willing to go? What are you willing to get rid of that you know it's not you? And just accept that it's not you. It all starts with you. Everything else you're going to get access to. Once you become your soul identity, everything else you're going to get access to. Everything else, whatever answers, whatever resources you need for your soul talents, the Creator's going to send them to you. The Creator is just waiting for you to have the identity, to celebrate it physically. For example, my soul essence have the history, some special history. I don't know all the info, but I do know my soul history has a special connection to trees and turtles. That once upon a time, my soul essence was where there was in the heaven dimension, where there was massive, great, enormous trees. Okay? And so I found out, I couldn't understand why I could always feel the spirit of trees. Like I could feel them. And I always felt like I knew them personally. I can't explain it. But now I went looking at my old drawing photos, and I noticed that when I did this drawing exercise years ago, where we were told to meditate to find our muse. And it said your muse is who you are, your spirit. And when I went to look at the picture, I saw that I was a tree. Like a big part of me was literally a tree. Now, I always felt like a certain sadness over me when I'm not with the trees for a very long time. I feel like I'm getting sick. Like I literally feel like I'm getting ill. Also, I feel like I don't recognize myself when I don't see the tree in me. I'm sharing a little bit about me so y'all can understand what I'm saying. Okay? Now, me tapping into my soul identity, a part of my soul identity, which is that this type of tree that I saw in my vision of myself. Me tapping into that, I'm not recognizable to nobody. Nobody knows me as that. But there are people in my future who are going to who probably know me from that dimension, who I'm going to meet, who's going to recognize me. Okay? Now, this kind of stuff I can't talk to people about who already know me, because they don't know, they wouldn't understand this stuff. And some of y'all may think this sounds insane, but there's going to be a day. There's going to be a day or a life that you come back in. You're going to strip yourself bare eventually. You're going to get fed up with the confusion in your mind, and you're going to strip yourself bare. And you're going to figure out things and try different things. Then you're going to finally see a glimpse of your soul. And you're going to remember what I spoke about in this video. And then you're going to see that much of your life for many years, it was an illusion. It wasn't the true life, y'all. But it was the lessons that you needed. I needed to learn what I shouldn't eat as my metaphysical self. I had to learn what kind of people I can't be around as my metaphysical self. I don't want, I'm not living as my flesh self. I'm living as my metaphysical self. And once I started tapping into that, I'm seeing that these people that I know, their metaphysical self is not in alignment with mine. And that's okay. That's okay. But I have to go where I belong. Um so for example, I'll give y'all another example before I close this video out. I remember when I went to the beach for the first time. And I felt like I had to go. Like I had to go to the beach. And I felt like I had to be alone though. I had to be away from the group. So as I was walking out the beach, I stepped on a piece of coral. Now the interesting thing about stepping on this coral is I didn't even know it was coral. But I knew that I knew it was a creature. I don't know how I knew. I just knew. Now, I knew that I had to be very gentle with this thing. I was like protecting it like it was my child. I literally told a family member, like, don't touch it. When I started this researching, I found out that it was a coral. And then when I went to do my homework for school, all of a sudden this article like showed up in my newsfeed in Google. And it was talking about coral, and it was a like true story about coral. Now the funny thing about it is that when I looked at the color of this coral, I felt like I knew the color. I knew the color. So I went and bought me a sweater in that color. And I'm telling you no lie, y'all. When I went to manifest wearing that sweater, it seemed like it was easier to do. And then shortly after, what I visualized while I was wearing that sweater, it actually came. It actually came. So what that told me is that I had connected with a very special part of my metaphysical self, a color part of me that was very important for my power source. Now, I still have this coral. Now, every time I go to connect with this coral, I feel like a part of my poetic genius comes out. It's a very interesting way this coral taps me into my higher self. So I have this coral, and I told my family members, I said, never touch it, never hurt it, never handle it wrong. I told them no one could touch it but me. I didn't even, I won't even take a picture of it. I won't even show nobody yet. But what I'm saying is, there's people that might think this is insane. Okay? But you're going to have experiences like this as well. Just going to, just little clues of your true identity. The elemental energy of your metaphysical self. And then the outside of you will start to just come into alignment. That'll be the growth that you have. But if you try to go back, all you're doing is like putting your soul in the dark, in a prison. So once you start finding those little nuggets of your true self, you just have to keep moving forward. Now that's when you get into having a leap of faith. That's when you just say, I just have faith. And you just keep moving forward. Don't matter what no one else is doing. Don't matter what everybody else is doing. You just keep moving forward with the little parts that you're depositing into your leap. That's your true self. And eventually, you're going to see that people are going to look at you like they never saw you before. You're going to be like somebody like the world has never seen. I remember a few times when I was like really deep into my soul identity. I actually had people walk over to me and say, "Where are you from?" I never seen anyone with your structure. I had this one guy say, "I never seen anyone with your bone structure. Something about the structure of you." And it's funny. It's like to me, I didn't see like anything special structure, but he saw what my metaphysical self was manifesting in me physically. So disappear if you want to, but disappearing, because some of y'all gonna be disappearing. Okay, some of y'all might disappear for the rest of winter, shedding. But make sure you don't go back. Don't be taking people back come March. People get in bad situations in March. They get stuck, can't pay their bills, whatever. You just go ahead and be mindful and look after yourself and grow and just keep moving forward with your growth. And don't go back, y'all. Don't go back. I spoke to somebody for like 2 minutes and they was worse. They was worse than what they were months ago. Worse. Let me tell you what one of the things that will happen when you take people back, when you're right at the brink of massive growth. They will flip into some unexpected type of energy, catch you off guard, to try to, whoop and distort your vibration, try to confuse you, try to take some of the strength out of the happiness you feel about your growth. They'll try to peck it away. So don't go back, y'all. Once you decided you want the biggest breakthrough of your life, you need to say, I want new people. I want new people in my life. You're better off anyway. Okay, bye everybody. I'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.